Hi, Teacher Shadrach yet once again. We are still in the series of Demystifying Computer Studies Project Year 2025. I believe you have enjoyed the previous videos where we have been moving step by step up to where we have reached. We are very close to finalizing because right now I'm doing my part 15 video in which I'm going to just show you one of the required reports as per the question paper. You look at item number H when you are required to generate reports of the financial summaries of the clubs. Part 15 video will be related very closely to what we did in part 11. In part 11, we did a query which was gathering for us all the revenue that comes from different sources. That part 15, we were also able to connect that query into a form. Let me zoom in so that we see what we had done, even in case you have forgotten. Trusting you have not forgotten what we have been doing and you have been following on very well as a bright, brilliant student. So I am opening my form, revenue by year form. Here it is. And then we saw the behavior of our form was that we use a particular year from this drop down, and then we are able to see the summary of that particular report. I mean of that particular year. How much we have collected from registration fee, how much we have collected from contributions from the members of the club, how much we have collected from the activity, revenue, and so on, and so on, and so on, until we are left with the net revenue. Remember, this also, the report is quite wider, or the columns of the query are more than what is displayed there, only that it is sluggish in behavior. That's why I'm not going to go into it in details. It is making my computer not respond like now it has entered into busy mode, just because I told it, can we move rightward? And it started that sluggish behavior. So I'm gonna close it, and it is the same query which we are going to use now at this juncture to construct a report that we desire. So I'm sorry guys for having my computer misbehave. It depends on its resources, RAM capacity, the speed, and so on. I'm using an outdated kind of a computer, which I like so well because of its size. It's a big laptop, super big. Okay, that's the only thing that I like about it. Anyway, so what I'm going to mention in this scenario, as we develop this report, there will be many other scenarios where you'll just want to have a list of items based on probably a table you constructed or a query you constructed. If it's not mixing up items that you borrow from different sources, like a table here and then another table, or a table and a query, it's just based on one item, then this method is the very best. But I'll tell you which method. But when you have a mixture, say table A, like in the previous report that we have just designed, in video number 14, we have illustrated how we include clubs table and activities. And the method I used there, I have illustrated how you use Wizard to come up with such a report. At this time now, we want to just do a very basic kind of a report based on one item. Revenue by year, QRY. Revenue by year, QRY. So I open it, and I just select it, and then from the create menu, I just go straight to what do I want to create. I don't want to use report design. It is going to bother me a lot. Blank report, labels, wizard. I just want to go straight to report. Okay. Then this report of mine, I'm always aware that it will always be requiring to have what we call a parameter. A parameter is an identified variable which the query is using. But at the time you are requesting it to display its contents, it is not able to associate the variable that is indicated with the value that is represented. Like now, why I have the variable here, forms revenue by year, form, combo year, is simply because the query is being controlled via a form where we pick a year, and that box where we are pulling down the year, it is a combo box. A drop-down list is normally called a combo box in Access. So within it now, because the form is not opened, that is why the computer is finding like, Microsoft Access is finding like there is a disconnect, but not much, because again, we are going to run this report from that particular form. I'm going to show you all these things, don't worry. So 2025, I'm going to use that as the base of the year, or the value that we could have inserted in the combo box. Yeah. Then there we are. Okay. So the beauty of using the method I have just used is the ease of which items are displayed. And then you can always check with the dotted lines, is my report able to fit within the area which is demarcated to print on one page? Like mine, I can see there will be overflow. There will be some columns requiring to get to the next page. If I scroll rightward, I'm expecting there might be a possibility of even spilling over to a third page, meaning I need to have 3 pages, vertical pages, so that I can probably pin them on a wall to see the report that I'm going to develop here. An undesirable situation, isn't it? So the computer already has developed for me the skeleton of what I might require. Now it's for me to switch to design view. I switch to design view. And then when I switch to design view, that's where I'm going to reorganize things. I'm going to reorganize issues from the design view. So issues like now, if I want to retain the logo shown there, or I want to do with a new logo, can I be able to do that? Yes, I can. I can just straight select whatever logo is shown there, go to the properties sheet, and the picture where we have image, I can now choose my image. If at all you have developed an image for your forms or for your a logo for your organization, you can always pick it from wherever you have stored it in. So I have selected the logo, then I find it's not fitting into the area. Why? It is the sizing mode. So I'm in the properties sheet, and having picked the picture, logo PNG, I tell it resize mode, let it be stretch. So when you say stretch, it can also be squeezed. Okay? Squeezed to fit within the area that you have demarcated. Okay? So that's one thing. Okay, I don't want to dwell so much about formatting. Formatting, guys, I normally like you to explore and do the best format that suits you. You do the best format that suits your scenario, instead of me taking a whole hour here explaining how you add color yellow, how you add color blue, how you add color green. No. That's for you now to do. That's for you now to do. Right. So far so good. That's about the title there, Victory School. I have a very simple logo. I believe you have already designed yours. Now, main issues to address in this report include our report is being shown in multiple pages across. So what does that mean? That probably we have surplus columns, or the columns are taking too much space in width that we need to go squeezing them. We go squeezing them so that they can take shorter, narrower, let me say, narrower space instead of being too wide to span over multiple pages. Okay? So, well, another thing that I'll also do in this report, because I still suspect it will still gonna be too wide, I'm going to change the page orientation. So I've gone to page setup of my report, and then the orientation we choose, we have two types of orientation. Who can remind us? One, you said? Portrait, very good. Number two, you said? Landscape, very good. And that is for you. Very good. Okay, so now we start reorganizing things. So watch closely on your screen up there. Follow very closely how I do reorganization. Club ID. The beauty of using the method is that once you click either on the label above, like now the label is placed on the page header, it will be adjusting the respective text box simultaneously. That's the beauty that I like about the method that we have used today to generate this report without using wizard. Okay, so club category may not be necessary for this particular report, neither is patron very necessary for this report. So I have selected multiple items. For what? I just right click when they are selected like that, and then I choose delete column. Delete column. You notice immediately the columns disappear. You'll not even notice that there was a space they had occupied, because everything else seems to come in line and take up that space which had been taken previously by those unnecessary controls that we had. Are we together that far? Very good. Yeah, then we are now moving. I want to select registration fee, squeeze it. You can also be adjusting the labels above. Like now, I feel like, why can't I allow these labels to flow into the second line, a maximum of two lines, so that now I can abbreviate registration to be reg and then fee to go down there. Okay, then member contributions, I can just have the word member, and notice carefully, I'm only adjusting the contents in a label and not the contents in a respective text box. If you dare touch the contents inside a text box, you'll be messing up. You'll be kind of telling Microsoft Access, there is another field which I am desiring to create called so and so. So there will be a misrelationship of where the data should be coming from. We only alter contents in a label and not contents in a text box. Are we together? Very good. So member contributions, nice. I normally like how lively you are out there. Activities revenue, amount spent, it's also a nice column to have. So I'm simply, how I'm creating a break, I didn't say I'm holding shift plus enter. Shift plus what? Shift plus enter to create a manual text wrap. Otherwise, you still can press space in case you find the computer it has joined up, or you did join up the fields that like I normally do. Okay, so once you have created two lines, why we are creating these two lines is so that we can be able to squeeze them up. And I'm also going to have another art of reducing even the font size. And a narrow font that I have, I can use agency FB or Arial narrow font for those labels as well. I'm gonna bold them, and I'm gonna give them a color that's visible, probably in line with what I have used at the top bar there. So member contributions is persistently not accepting to fit in. So I'm going to cut it off after members contrib. Okay? Are you observing what I'm doing? So this is where now you start learning by apprenticeship. You know, learning by apprenticeship is where you watch me do, and then you go do what you saw another person do. And am I a good teacher? If I am a good teacher, can you be dropping in some comments? You say very bad teacher. In a rating of 10, what would be my score? In a rating of 10, what score would you give me anyway? It's good to drop in something in that comment box there. As I show you how I'm resizing, I'm doing it so slow. Support 2. Here we can just remind ourselves that this was 50%. 50% as per the project paper. We are not cooking these figures. 50% support to club activities. Support to club activities. So I'm gonna abbreviate that like that. And then we squeeze it in. Squeeze it like how? Squeeze like that. Party. Party. Bash. 30%. Bash. Hey, this school is just an amazing school. That clubs normally have bash. And then the amazing thing is that the school comes in handy to add 70%. That is, if your club has got a party which they are planning to use 10,000, the school gonna top up with 7K. Oh my God. I wish I had found such a school. I could have gone there. Hey, I could have asked all my parents to participate and take me there. I wouldn't have gone to the schools that I went to. I could have gone to that one where there are bashes, club bashes. Joined scouting, and they are planning to have a bash. The school comes in. Okay, I zoom out as we say these things. We are still designing. I'm still showing you how do you organize this report, and we have said that this time you are learning by apprenticeship. When you hear us confuse R with air, is because of the water that you drink. Down here, down where I come from, there is a small river. We call it through. Okay? Through has got plenty of clean water. And unfortunately, probably, this is the water which I have taken for so many years. And it has made me to start mentioning L or R and the like. Are you able to see my report now? You know, somebody has lost direction. They are saying, teacher, why are you saying that? I was designing the report as we talk here. Now, hash error. Hash error will always occur when a report column, when a field, a column allocated for a particular field is so narrow, that is to say, it cannot fit the value that it is intended to display. So we're gonna do what? In design view again, we are going to adjust the columns that we have found wanting. So like now, amount spent is one of them. Widen a little. Activities revenue, I've seen like there is also an issue there. I widen a little bit. I also saw that I have left a lot of space on the right side. So it means that I can now widen the columns now instead of squeezing, because I have surplus area anyway. And then I am not liking the delay, so I will not keep on switching between design and the report print preview. You have so far seen what we can be able to do. So in case even they do not display nicely right now, but everything is just nice. Are you liking my report? Okay. So that is how you adjust items on a report. Then another item that I wanted to discuss here, just a reminder. I've reminded you in video 13, in video 14, and now in video 15, I repeat this reminder. Reports, reports must always bear your own customized summary. Like now, I know using the method that I used, and every examiner knows that, using the method that I used, I can see on the top right corner, though in gray color, I can see the date today and the time when we did this report. But I am able to tell that this was automatically generated by the computer. The page that I am in, page 1 of 1, was also generated by the computer. So you cannot call those ones your own summaries. Then 11 clubs, a count of the number of clubs that we have, is also generated by the computer. So how do you come up? How do you come up with your own summaries? That's what I want us to show at the bottom here. Actually, a summary to do the summation of every column that we have above. So follow me in design view. We achieve that. First, I'm going to move this one, which was generated by the computer, to count the number of records that I have. I want to just move it downward. It cannot move like the kienyeji way. So how do I move it down? I want to have it moving down like so. I don't know whether I have moved it correctly to where it will not interfere with what I want to achieve. So far, we'll just leave it. You are going to encounter it, and then they let me leave it open. Whatever you want to do with it, you do with it. It will not bother us here forever. So my idea is to highlight every field that we have in the details section, every text box that is placed within the details section. And where do you select them at? On the vertical ruler, left side. Vertical ruler, there where I have pointed. You will notice when you are pointing, when the cursor is on the ruler itself, the mouse pointer changes to a right pointing arrow. When you click with it, the whole of that row is done what? Selected at a go. Now, with it selected like the way it is, we want to copy all those fields. All those fields, we want to copy them. And then I want to put them in the section called report footer. Not page footer, but report footer. So what do? Click the section you want them to be appearing under, and you see the band being highlighted, and then now you do what? Paste. So to copy, Control C, and then down to paste, Control V. A V for van. I don't know what's the association of that towards pasting. Now, if I dare to remove these two fields which I don't require for my total, for my total row, what will happen? So I have selected club ID. It's not a part of the summation. Club name is not a part of summation. So I delete them. Then deleting them, see the misbehavior. All the other fields are moved leftward, isn't it? I believe that's the experience that you're going to have. But the good part of this kind of an organization, the method we have used, is very nice, because if you click on one of the controls within the row which we are interested with, the newly formed fields, you see the compass. This compass is normally available in Microsoft Word when we are adjusting a table position. So the same one, the compass here, you can use it to drag multiple fields. So I want the registration column to be aligned at the same position with the registration control that's above there. So you notice I kind of have created a correlation between the three items. The label way up there, and then the text box within the title section, and then now the text box within the footer section. What for? These boxes that we have put in the footer section, we mean to have them to display the summary, of this report. And I want them to have a brand new color, a color like that, okay? But unfortunately, when I switch to design view, I don't know whether you are going to act by faith, because I don't want to switch to print preview because of the sluggishness of the computer. You will notice that it will show the values that you have in the very last record. You will prove that alone somewhere. But now we wanted to have it for summation, the total of registration fee. So how do we achieve that? How do we calculate the registration fee total? Very easy, guys. So I have selected the place to show the sum of registration fee. And now I'm going to check whether there is, we don't have the properties yet. So how do we display it? Somebody, report design, and then property sheet. Yes, that is also for you. And also that is also for you. Very good. You are a bright student. On data page, I find the field that I have used for this control. But I don't want to use the field. I don't want just to use the field, but I want to apply as well the summation function, which is called what? It's called the sum function. So I type SUM, open bracket, and then close bracket, open bracket, and then see what I have typed. Sum, then the field itself. Then okay, we are going to repeat this over and over. Don't worry if you didn't see the first one. Now follow as I do the second one. The second one is the one selected, a contributions field, and then I click the build expression, and then I find contributions, word contributions, the name of the field. Then as a prefix, I add the word sum, opening parenthesis, and at the end, I close the parenthesis, click OK, repeat that procedure over and over until you have done up to the what? Up to the last column. Up to the last column. So that's what I'm doing now. Onward, as I try to say, all you backwards. And finally, we are there in school funding. That's the last one. So we add sum and close the bracket there. And then you say, it's okay. Now, guys, what is remaining is to test the report. Let's test the report in print preview. Remember to always provide this parameter. If you have used a method like mine, there will be the demand of the parameter. Just remember not to deny the computer the parameter it is demanding. Okay, now there we are. Good. You are now able to see our report the way it has come. Only that now I need to do some realignment of the controls that we have at the bottom here, so that they are in line with the respective text boxes that are within the detail section. Then I may also want to come in below the club names. I may want to get in there and insert a label to indicate this is the summary area. So I'll just put in a simple label and I'll say total amounts within the year, or whatever label that you might be having. So, and then probably to have it go in line with that it is a descriptive label for what is happening at the bottom there, I can just give it a similar appearance. Another thing that I may want to do to this summary row, I can also insert a box, a rectangle, just an ordinary rectangle, to surround, to enclose all these items that I have within the summary area. I may want to enclose them like that. Then this box, I want to have it with a line. I will give it the same color, blue, an outline color, and probably thicken it. And the shape outline, I'm still going back to it and choose a line thickness of, say, that size. Then I don't want to have it filled with color. So shape fill, I say transparent, and then send it to back. Under arrange, I want it to be behind the controls, so that the time I'll be resizing the controls to match the respective boxes above there, I will not have any issue or any problem. So about resizing, that one, I know it's something that you are now aware. Why am I having that challenge of misalignment? So I may not require to take all the time to just keep dragging issues, when I believe that all of you now are acquainted with this kind of a scenario. So I'll not waste too much time on that. I just want to show you my final product. So 2025, and so I am that's what I have been explaining. I don't want to switch between design view and print preview of this report, this particular one, because of the many functions that it is relying on. That's where you find there is kind of that delay. However, my report is there with the summaries. I'm happy about its appearance. The only thing I'm not happy about is the title, which I'm going to do modifications thereafter. Now, probably the thing now I need to do is to save the report, and I'm going to save the report. Sorry, I used a long method. Revenue collected by year. This is not a query, but it is an RPT. So whatever you want to call yours, that's up to you. You are free, you are at liberty to use any name that you may want to associate with your report. Now, I have to go back to that calling form. That's the final thing that I want us to handle together. The calling form. Okay, I had it was called what? Revenue by year form. So I had attempted to include a button lest I forget this check report, but I have not associated it with the report we have so far designed. So I want to drop in. I have removed that one so that we can go together into this control called button, command button. I'm in the form where we are dropping down a list of years. We pick a year, and then we now want to be using this command button to open that report that we have just designed, the one we have just completed. So I click on this one and tell the command button what we want it to do. From the many activities, from the categories of activities, what do we want it to do? Somebody, report operations, and then we want it to show us the report in print preview. Remember, we can open the report, we can mail it, we can print the report, or we can send the report to file. But in this case, we want to preview the report. Then next, and which report? Revenue collected by year. Revenue collected by year. This one, let it show text. Let it show text. Show the report. Show annual report, and then carry on. Show annual report, then call it command preview. Command preview, and then finish. Command preview, and then finish. Then whatever you want to do to the report, like probably when we are here, I can just show you how you would add a simple graphic on the left of the button. When it is still selected, let me show you how we can add a picture, a small graphic on the left side of the button. So it's selected, and I'm in its properties sheet, and then on format page is where you do those things. Currently, it's a no picture caption, but I want it now. The caption, I want it to move to the right. The caption is the writing text that we are seeing on the face of the button is the caption. Let it be moved to the right. And then which picture? I go to the picture row, and then I tell it which picture do we show? Which picture do we show? So I've clicked the select picture, ... and we are now looking for an appropriate image for the report. So I'll choose that, cascading reports, and then I say okay. So you can see now the button already has got an image. So that's how you can create a more appealing command button. But we now want to test it. So this is year 2025. Let me switch to 2024. And then show annual. Okay, I'll widen it when I get back to design view. But remember, the same behavior of waiting for the report for quite long is what we are experiencing here. So these are the amounts that we are collected as at the year 2024. If you look at the registration fee, for instance, it was 1,500 in 2024. But if I close and I open when the form is reading 2025, when I choose the year 2025, show annual report, just hold on, show annual report. Aha, hold on, things gonna be better. Hold on, let's keep holding. There we are. So previous year, it was 1,500 for registration fee. It was a 0 for member contributions, and so on. You see now, we are able to create a report, which again is being triggered by pressing a command button for it to open up. So guys, reports can be numerous. I may not have the luxury of time to take you through every report that you can develop from this system, but I will be thinking about it. I will sleep on it and think whether we shall do one more report, probably to illustrate more about grouping. What else can you group by? But until then, God protect you, be safe, God bless you for keeping it here and following exactly what we have been doing. Thank you very much. More things are on the way coming, but remember, very close to the end of the journey. Thank you very much.